Bravo, sir.
We're rolling now.
I call that Aquafina.
It's not what you're drinking.
And we are drinking. That is
Well, we're not drinking Aquafina. Welcome, everybody. And this is another installment of heterochroMEDIA. Now, normally, we matchmake. We're fantastic matchmakers of double features. The weirdest double features we can concoct, like Pink Floyd's The Wall and Genesis Evangelion. But this is a little different, and we're going to start a new thing on the channel, which is going to be called... What are we called?
Casual Fridays.
Casual Friday.
Well, it might not always be on Friday.
Well, it's okay.
What could be Casual Friday?
Well, I'm going to put the title of what I...
Oh, you post on Fridays. We post on Fridays.
That is true.
There you go.
But this might not be on Friday. I might make this a new time slot. I know.
Oh,
So I'm going to post a title where it's called, because I actually gave a title earlier and I forget it. Because it involves us drinking copious amounts of alcohol. And we all just contribute videos and react to it. Or anything for that matter. So we get drunk and react to shit. And boy, we do.
Boy, we do. We did in an evening.
An evening indeed. Now, we're going to start off with the lightest and just work our way up to the biggest extreme.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What's the biggest extreme in this?
What you chose.
I think Perfect Blue is probably the...
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not light.
We got a wonderful lineup in this next episode. We're actually going to start out
We
with...
should do a dinner review.
We could do a dinner review. Let's review our dinner.
A local eatery that we frequent.
A local dive bar that's near and dear to our hearts.
I'm going to call it a dive. It's a really nice place.
Well, it is. It's definitely... It's less divey than the first time I went there.
It'd be more popular if it was in a more populated area.
Yes, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Nothing wrong with that.
The three of us and our buddy Mike,
who picked one of the videos we're going to talk about, but then decided to
it's like going to bed or whatever.
BTFO here.
I still want my Highlander review.
Mike. So, I got the Italian sub. It was very good, very meaty. And the fries were really good. They like spice their fries up.
Oh, their fries are popping.
Yeah, we all had fries, and they were all fantastic.
And I also had a coconut rum and coke, which I usually drink.
When you said Italian sub,
yeah,
I thought you meant like the Italian sub of some anime.
That's the only sub I watch.
Jess routinely watches the Italian subs.
My opera roots coming back in that form.
Oh yeah, you do actually know some Italian.
Yeah, I know opera.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sing, but.
Connor, what did you and Mike have?
So me and Mike, they were having a special tonight. So they have multiple specials throughout the week. Usually it's like, I think Monday's like Build Burger, or is that Wednesday? I think Wednesday's Build Burger, Tuesday's Taco Tuesday, Thursday's Wing Night. I can't remember what Monday is, but Friday.
I gotta come out for the end of the world Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Taco Tuesday's great. Love Taco Tuesday. It's like $2 for a taco. Oh.
I've seen promotions.
Oh, it's good stuff. I love this restaurant because the food's really good. And it is dirt cheap.
Beer for like $1.75.
Yeah, beer is as cheap as it was back in the 90s. It's impressive.
Yep.
But so Mike and I got their special for the night, which was a codfish sandwich, and it was basically like like a fish sandwich has a nice thick piece of fish on it. So it had two thick pieces of fish on it. That was like a 5-inch tall sandwich. It was impressive. I ate the whole thing. Mike ate half his.
Did he bring the other half?
He did. He
brought
the other half home. It was very good. Like, I was starving. I ate the whole thing. I ate my fries. I ate the slaw it came with.
It's kind of my fault.
Had a couple Yinglings. It was good.
And I ate a burger.
Their burger's pretty good.
They have good burgers. And I really needed a burger. And I looked forward to it all week. So I was like, burger. Gotta have that burger.
The reward after your shit week.
So, yeah. We have fantastic dinner. And then we returned to the sanctuary of a humble collector.
Yes. Made some drinks.
We are still making drinks.
Oh, yeah.
It's
an all-night affair.
This party ain't stopping until we drop, folks.
Connor thinks that's funny, and I'm being serious.
Oh, I'm both.
Thank God. Okay,
this is a casual Friday for me and humble collector.
Okay, so what are we drinking? We forgot to say this during the entire Evangelion and Wall saga. We forgot to mention our alcohol consumption.
Jess and I, our family drink is the rum and coke.
32 ounces.
Yeah, so if you ever see like a Tervis cup, that's the rum and cokes we normally drink. Jess is usually drinking a coconut rum of some kind. I think tonight's Parrot Bay.
Yeah, Parrot Bay.
Parrot Bay. I drink a variety of spice rums. Earlier this evening, I was drinking Mount Gay in my my rum and coke, which is very good. I've switched over to Captain Classic. Love Captain, still my favorite.
I'm probably gonna have to switch the Mount Gay to rum without a coconut.
Yeah, Mount Gay's pretty good.
I'm only 3 in.
Hey, to be fair, the coconut's good.
I like coconut rum.
And I'm also doing the Mount Gay.
Yeah, and Spencer's drinking on Mount Gay on the rocks.
Yeah.
Out of an absinthe glass. And, but yeah.
That's how I like it.
Normal Friday night for Jess and myself would see us drinking about 3 or 4 of these.
Sometimes 5.
It depends on the night. I think I'm on 3 now.
I'm on 3 now, yeah.
Okay, good. We still got gas in the tank.
I can do
We got at least like 3 more hours, I'm thinking.
Honestly, cool. I can drink a few more of these. I've never blacked out, so I don't know, but like, we'll see. It's been a long week. School started.
Yeah, school started.
The semester started?
Yep.
That's right, because I got the quarterly. You got normal semesters.
I'm normal semester. And I've already read half of The Catcher in the Rye because for a class.
So, let's get on to what we watch while we drunk alcohol. So we're going to start with the smalls and just work our way up. And we're going to start with, actually, Mike's contribution to the night.
Now, Mike, I did make the joke about him BTFOing earlier, but he actually is going into work tomorrow.
He's going to work.
He's going to work tomorrow Saturday morning.
He couldn't drink.
So he couldn't hang out with our intoxicated asses.
I got to go to work tomorrow, and I'm drinking.
You know, that's you.
I probably shouldn't confess that on this.
Well, some people are just built
But you're not working corporate.
Yeah.
That's true.
Corporate.
That's true.
That's a whole
That's true. Most of the people at work watch what I'm doing. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's about my employees. But anyways, so Connor, you explain.
So basically, Mike had suggested the video of a bunch of it was a TikTok compilation of this guy who works at IKEA, and it's basically him responding to annoying customer interactions with how he really feels, which I thought was quite funny.
Very accurate if you're
quite relatable.
Service.
This is cheaper at other stores, then shop there. Why are you here? You need directions? I'll get you some. I'll call you an Uber.
Quite relatable, not necessarily from working in retail, but more because I wouldn't really call my job retail, even though has some involvement with it. But I've definitely been that person in line trying to check out, and there is a complete idiot in front of me, or not necessarily idiot, there's just a complete annoying person that just wants to drag everybody else down.
Yep.
I worked as a barista at Starbucks, name drop, but like, they freaking don't have hot chocolate listed on the menu, and this guy got real pissed at me that we had hot chocolate, but it was on the menu. He's like, well, you should put it on the menu. I'm like, buddy, I didn't write the thing. I didn't write the fucking menu, man. We have hot chocolate, deal with it. I didn't say that. I was more polite, but I didn't say I don't read the menu.
Need
I was minimum wage.
censor bar for
Jess.
videos. I got that down the list. Well, I shouldn't say anything. How many times did I drop the F-bomb in the last episode?
A few.
Yeah, I was the one actually swearing.
Well, you were talking about the wall. You were getting passionate.
I'm still getting used to talking on a thing.
So how did IKEA man and his grievances relate to Starbucks, besides what you mentioned?
The thing is, he was like, the things he was saying were things he said in his head, but since I don't have a filter or no social cues, I would say that shit out loud. So, they would also complain about the price, and I'd be like, talk to your government about that. Or like something like that.
Okay,
man, so
we're just going to go on a tangent now.
If you ever work at a barista, you know people suck.
So, I don't go to Starbucks, but I've gone to several local coffee shops. And I try to be as polite as I can. I know several of the people that work at them, so I have to be kind. In fact, one of the coffee shops that I go to is one of my coworkers there, so I gotta be nice. Anyways, so I want you just off the top of your head, without naming names, craziest Starbucks story, go.
Oh, a guy got, the police had to come in and check this guy's phone because apparently he was filming us, working, the women. And some of us were underage. I was 18 at the time. But apparently he would, like, film us, like, doing random stuff around the cafe. and the police had to search his phones, and they found videos of like other girls, and they just like said, well, you can't come back here. And he left for like a week, and then he came back. And this man would come in as soon as we opened, buy a Pepsi, and sit in the back corner all day. What the heck? He's so creepy. And then I don't know. I'm very unsettled because I know I changed the garbage right by him. I know he had his phone out, and I'm just like, did he look at me? He looked at me, I'm sure. But like, what the? That was the worst. That was the worst, especially since he came back after that.
It's pretty bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
The police were just like talking to him in the back corner. I'm just like watching, like, huh? That's unsettling. Didn't say nothing to me.
Damn.
That reminds me of the last time I was at the restaurant we ate at tonight before this trip. I was sitting at the bar with Mike and another friend of ours, and we were all enjoying our dinner, but I was closest to like the rest of the bar. And I'm listening to this very intoxicated older gentleman who's sitting across the bar from me, talking about how he just got out of jail for murder, and he can't wait to get back home, and he stopped in to get a drink and a meal on his way back. And dude's completely plastered. He just keeps talking, and I'm like, is anybody else hearing this? Am I the only one hearing this?
Did Mike and...
No, neither of the people I was with heard any of this. The bartender was just ignoring it, and I'm like, this seems kind of like a problem. It's probably fine, but like... But we got out of there, we came back here afterwards. I was like, did you guys hear this? They're like, no, we weren't paying attention. It was like, really?
They learned to block it out.
I've had some very interesting experiences with that bar, but I keep going back there.
It's one of those small town places where, you know, small town people are a different breed.
It's 2023. We need cheap beer.
Yes. Well, the first time...
We will tolerate fans.
And the food is great.
Oh, the food's awesome. No, so shortly after I moved in here, shortly after I bought this house, my dad and I had like done some work here. We were going back to, the house I grew up in. And we decided, hey, it's like lunchtime, it's like 1 in the afternoon, let's stop in this restaurant. We drive by it every day on our way through. So we stop in, we're literally the only people there. You know, bartender's super friendly, like food's cheap, it's really good, we're eating. And then her and the owner start talking about like what happened the night before. And apparently the night before, somebody had come in, gotten into a fight, gotten kicked out, and then the police, I guess, got called, and when they tracked him down a few miles down the road, he tried to fight them, and they shot him to death.
Oh, God.
I never heard that story.
No. So the bartender and the owner are like, yeah, no, this guy got shot to death like 5 miles down the road. And Dad and I kind of look at each other, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I bought a house in like just a few miles down the road for this place. Lock your doors, folks.
If we're going to talk about horror and IKEA, can we keep it to the SCP?
Oh, yeah,
IKEA?
to the infinite IKEA? Yeah. Sorry, we got way off track there. My apologies.
We live in a weird area.
Look, they see drunk in the title or drinking, and they're
like, oh, these bitches be talking.
They're not here for the content. They're here for the content.
There's plenty of that.
That's what IKEA.
That's what IKEA spurred for.
Yeah, I'm sure I've probably by now posted what the name of the TikToker that posted those. It was a TikTok compilation.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the infinite IKEA. Is that something we should talk about?
That is a story for another day.
We didn't watch that.
More on that later.
More on that later.
I'm getting them stickers. I'm telling you,
Get them
boys.
some t-shirts.
Boys, girl, they, them. So, moving up on the list, I'm trying to think what we should do next.
Tokyo Dream.
Yeah.
So, fun fact. So through a meme, this was one of my choices for the evening. So through a meme that I found on the Reddit a while ago, apparently Mussolini, the fascist dictator of Italy, his granddaughter apparently went to Japan like back in the 80s and released a J-pop album. And so we listened to the flagship song of that album, which is Tokyo Dream. The album's called Amore, by the way, if you want to look it up. It's not bad. It's actually not a bad
pretty
song
good.
at all.
If you like city pop, you'll like it.
Early 80s J-pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just the bizarrest thing that it's like, okay, so Mussolini's granddaughter
She
went
didn't
to
change her
Japan.
name either.
No, her name's literally like
That's how she was selling it.
No, her name's literally
She's
like
Mussolini.
Alessandro
I can make a plug off
Mussolini.
this.
And it's like... Because at first I saw the meme, I was like, oh, that's complete bullshit. And then I looked it up, I was like, oh no.
It happened.
It's real. I've learned throughout my life is that the more bullshit something sounds, the more real it actually is.
Legit.
Yeah. But so that was like a 3-minute thing that we watched.
It was actually, I kind of liked it.
It was pretty good. It's on my playlist, actually.
So
Love that.
why did she go to Japan of all places?
I have no idea.
Maybe she's a fan of like the music. And she's like,
I think that she was like an actress or a singer or something like that. But like, I don't know.
But
She had a good
early
voice.
80s Japan? Like, I can get late 80s, 90s, like, it's getting out there, the
there's
word.
a lot of World War II jokes we can make about Mussolini going to Japan, but we're just not going to touch any of them.
You know, in my editing this week, I've held back a lot of World War II jokes.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the wall, yeah.
So moving on.
Talking about Flex Air.
Talk about Flex Air. Now, Connor, you have to introduce Flex Air.
That's great.
Honestly, folks, I'm actually going to dip out for a moment because honestly, I don't know what to say.
you didn't know what happened.
So Flex Air is kind of fascinating. So this is something I stumbled upon about a year ago. And essentially that was interesting. So essentially I don't know if there really is a plot synopsis I can give. But basically this is like some sort of like Russian like meme series. Like it's full of like a lot of like Easter. Did you just spill rum and coke on my
No,
couch?
it was empty.
Oh, good. Crap, I lost my train of thought. So anyway, it's like a bunch of like Russian, like, whatever the Russian version of 4chan is, like memes. And it starts off with like, what's the guy's name? The dancing guy who wears the America Speedo?
I honestly don't know his name.
So you got him, you've got, what's her face
Do
from
you want
Love
me
is
to give
War?
you the synopsis?
Yeah, give me the synopsis,
The
please.
series follows the perspective of the crew and passengers of Flex Air, a private airline, as they battle against hostilities from the anime-loving government. Back the competing airline, something in Russian I can't pronounce, airlines, the Flex Air videos are age-restricted. Okay, we knew that.
Yeah.
But basically,
Who are our characters?
we got Chica from Love is War, the anime.
Yep.
We got Bongo Cat. We got Uganda Knuckles, and then Big Uganda. No,
Big
Uganda
Chungus.
Chungus.
Big Uganda Chungus.
Big Chungus, but like Uganda.
We got the
Knuckles
gnomes from like the Valve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the gnomes. We got there's
Valve.
like this guy. I don't know his name, but he's like very popular on memes, and he wears like an American flag speedo and bandana.
And he's like dancing around. He's pretty great.
He's like the main character.
And then, so the funny thing about the series is it was started back in like I think 2018, 2017.
Looks like it, yeah.
And the main antagonist of the early part of the series is Putin. And unfortunately, I don't think you could make this today, given the current world events. But back then, Putin was a meme. So, like, yeah, Putin, he's, like, supported by a bunch of, like, wide Putins. If you've seen the wide Putin meme, you can put the wide Putin meme right now. It's still funny. But, yeah, no, there's all kinds of other, like, weird characters. You have Shrek dressed as Keanu Reeves from Cyberpunk 2077 who shows up at one point. You have Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron dressed as Megumin from Konosuba. And, yeah, no, it's just... It's a weird romp, and every video is basically set to a song, and like the video is the length of the song.
And all the songs are fantastic.
All the songs are kind of bops, yeah. But I can't describe to you the plot really. I mean, you gave a little bit of a synopsis, but like
A plane crashes. They land on an island of enemies, and it's kind of them going through the territories.
I guess
That's what I.
they get taken to a city. They're building a big mech-wide Putin. And then the American flag Speedo gets corrupted and turned communist.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then Among Us shows up.
Among Us with fat ass.
Yeah.
It's very sus.
Would you like to step in here, Redoubt, and provide any kind of perspective? No, he's shaking his head. He's like, I don't want to be involved in this.
He's like, I don't know, man.
It's really funny. All 7 parts that are out right now are like 20 minutes. Go watch it right now. In the time that it took you to watch our intro and get to this point, you could have watched Flex Air.
If you're If you're a meme culture kind of guy, you'll love it.
There's a lot of good stuff there, for sure.
If you don't know meme culture, you're going to be real lost. It's a visually stunning, I would say.
It is a feast for the eyes.
A feast for the eyes.
All right, and Redoubt has returned with more rum. Ooh, it's a double this time.
No, it's the same last time. But it's Captain Morgan now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to save you a little bit of the mouth gay.
Oh, I appreciate
if she
that.
wants the mouth gay.
Here, I'll move my water so you can use that coaster there.
No, the mouth gay I thought was really good.
It's good, yeah.
I'll definitely.
Yeah, I like the Mount Gay.
It was very smooth.
Well, it's been around since 1703. It can't be
Really?
bad. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Established 1703 in Barbados.
Interesting.
Boy, Cartman's
Okay.
chugging that rum and coke back there.
Hey, guys, I'm like so blasted right now.
Next, this is like the penultimate.
Oh yeah, this is what we started the evening with.
No, later on.
Oh.
Then we do the main event. This is penultimate.
Okay.
It's not the end. It's before the end.
What else did we watch?
Oh,
Yeah. Right, your
I'm
pick.
trying to think of the name.
No.
Okay, so
Wait, no.
I am drunk. This is a drunk moment. It was by I got it. I remembered it.
Great.
Ruthless by JVP Music.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's cool. I like the name.
Okay,
Would
so
you like to explain? What
yeah,
it's
so I'll explain where this came from. So a couple weeks ago, I got invested into a YouTube channel by the name of A Drink with Crazy. Now, Drink of Crazy's mission is to highlight new indie content. So we're talking comics, we're talking novels, music, stuff like that. Now, in the indie culture, there's a thing occurring called the Iron Age of media. It's basically a bunch of people that are so pissed off with woke Hollywood that they're just going to do it themselves. Which, when you say that, it's like, well, that's all indie content in a nutshell, just getting pissed off at Hollywood. But this is different. We're the Iron Age for the 21st century. We are done with Hollywood. So
We're just skipping right through the Bronze Age collapse.
we're going right to the Iron Age, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, the Bronze Age came and went. Somebody did comment last week in one of A Drink with Crazy's live streams, when's the Steel Age come around?
Well, what? It goes Bronze Age, Iron Age. Did we have a Steel Age, or did it just kind
Maybe
of
this
go
is
right
the Steel
like...
Age. But we're going to call it the Iron Age of
I'm just gonna
media.
say,
Of media,
The,
yes.
the amount of things that offend people is going down because people are just getting pissed off with it.
Yeah.
Can't be offended if you're pissed off.
Unfortunately,
a comedian I follow on TikTok makes really offensive jokes. It's great.
Unfortunately, the people with money don't understand that.
People with money need to suck a dick.
Yeah, so, well, not all of them, but most of them. So, anyways. So, one of the people he highlighted was a guy by the name of JVP Music. And that's how I learned about what we watched tonight, which was called Ruthless! And you need to say it like that. Ruthless!
Ruthless!
Yes, like that, exactly. Thank you very much, Jess. So, as he has touted it, it is a heavy metal motion comic. That's how it's titled, how it's promoted.
Yep.
So a little bit of backstory. JVP Music, he does music.
Huh.
So he came up with the idea, he wanted to make something that combined his love for heavy metal with his love of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And also his love of 80s cheese.
Gotta love some good age cheese.
Gotta love some good cheese. Gotta love some good
I
cheese.
personally love the Gorgonzola.
Age is like a fine wine.
Yes, it does. So the result was a motion comic.
Always charge your batteries. I jump up and run to the shed where my power tools are. My 2 batteries scream at me when I throw open the doors. I pop one into my skill saw and hit the button. And heard that beautiful sound of a blade ready to cut.
I hope I'm not mistaken this. I believe his brother did the narration work.
Mm-hmm.
He did the music. JVP Music did all of the music you heard in the video.
Okay.
And then he got somebody else to do the artwork, which is pretty good artwork. Really good artwork.
Yeah.
And it is the story of a man named Ash in a post-apocalyptic future where the short has occurred.
which is a great name.
It's a great name. It's a great name of somebody who may not have a lot of brain cells, and I think that's part of the plot with Ash.
Yeah,
Ash is your average man.
He do not seem to be the smartest of individuals.
No.
He got muscle, and that's it.
He knows basic instinct. He knows to survive and thrive, things like that, but not an intellectual. So Ash spends a year trying to get home. He gets home after the shorts.
From
and basically,
Chicago to Florida.
From Chicago to Florida. Very good point. And all the power's gone out. Essentially, it's basically what you call it,
EMP, an electromagnetic pulse.
yeah, no power.
That's the way you described it, but that doesn't make any sense because then his batteries in his garage work for his tools, which an EMP would have shorted out. So it wouldn't have-
Yeah. So,
well, but also he was gone for a year, so would those batteries still be good?
If you didn't use them.
yeah, I
short
think
for
it'd be a year. I'd probably say they're good.
Yeah, I guess that's,
I think
that's
so.
probably.
I'd say he said 11 months to be technical.
Yeah, if we want to be pedantic.
We're not
yeah.
going to round up. That's
So-
bitches.
He gets him for whatever reason. First of all, Ash doesn't seem like a guy who'd be on a business trip, but he was on a business trip to Chicago. I'm trying to imagine Ash with a suit.
I'm just imagining.
Well, we don't know what his job was.
That's true.
I'm just imagining Evil Dead. That's all I can see.
Yeah,
What was you saying?
that's all. No disrespect to him, but I'm like, so it's. I know a certain other Ash stuck in the post-apocalypse with a Delta 88.
Yep.
You were gonna say something, Connor?
I was.
It's gone.
It's gone now.
Oh wow!
Oh no, it was.
He came back.
Are we sure that he could be working for the mob? He could take a business trip for the mob up to Chicago to ice some fools.
Well, I'm guessing he used to be clean cut, but since it's been 11 months,
That's
his hair
true.
probably grew a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
That's what I was assuming. I don't know.
So, using the powers of a map in a hotel, he gets back to Indianapolis he gets to Indianapolis, and then he goes home to Florida. And anyways, he finds that his wife and kids are missing, which is yeah, dude, it's been 11 months.
Yeah, the odds on being in the same place. Kind of.
Yeah, my bets are dead.
Nah, that'd be too easy.
At least the mother's dead. Maybe one of the kids survived.
Maybe.
He had 2 kids, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, so his house has apparently been abandoned, but
Nobody touched it.
nobody. Well, let's say he's like,
Some people touched it.
Well, he's like, some of my stuff is gone, but my guns are still here. I still have my ammo, and my bar is partially
alcohol
stocked
is
still.
So apparently we raided his house.
I don't know about you, but if I raided a house, the
I go
guns,
for
the
alcohol.
alcohol would be two of the first things I go for.
Well, some of the alcohol is gone.
Right, but
Well, no.
let me
I
ask
took
you.
all
So
of it.
it's been 12 months. In the
11.
It's been 11 months. Nobody's looted the rest of it. Even if it was bottom shelf stuff, you don't think anybody's it's a good cushion here. It's got some Seagram 7 under his bar here.
Hey, I've enjoyed a Seagram in my day.
Oh, so do I.
You got a box wine.
But let me tell you, whiskey isn't supposed to come in a plastic bottle.
That's true.
Yeah.
Only if you're a pleb.
Only if you're pub. So, anyways, Ash does not know what to do. And so he decides he's going to take his axe and make it into an axe. That's literally from the comic.
Yeah, he decides he's going to take his favorite guitar and turn it into a weapon. Which is cool on paper, but it's very impractical in real life when you
You
sit
ever
down and
see
think
someone
about
smash a guitar?
it. Yeah.
I think that music has flown through his brains.
He's like,
And that might not be, honestly, a bad idea.
Well, we don't think that, off camera, you found, his weed stash. He's, blazing it up in here.
You make a good point.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, I've been listening to Led Zeppelin.
What if I had an axe? It was an axe, man. But he goes out to his garage. He has spare batteries because I guess it's revealed that he used to do renovations with his dad.
He did stuff.
He did stuff with his dad. He used to do drywall and stuff. And his dad was
Apparently-
always make sure you charge your batteries. So you always have charged batteries for your jobs. And because of that, he has battery power to use his tools after the short. And he uses that to turn his guitar into a weapon. He takes a bunch of saw blades and screws them in there. He replaces the neck of the guitar with an aluminum bat.
And if JVP Music, for whatever reason, does a Kickstarter to sell replicas of his the finalized axe, which he calls Slasher, may or may not drop a few hundred on it.
Be cool.
Yeah, I'll put it on the wall.
Yep. So he takes his blade, and of course, as is tradition, he has to use it on something. So, of course, as he finishes his blade, he hears a cry from help. And he decides to run and investigate where some woman and her son are being attacked by 2 thugs, and he brutally murders them, which they kind of deserved.
Yeah, fuck him.
But woman got shanked a few times. She dies. And her dying breath, she's like, take care of my son.
And he's like, ah, shit. Really?
Her son's name's Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Munson would be like...
Yeah, so him and Eddie bury his mom. And then they go back to... What's his name? The main character?
Ash.
Yeah, they go back to Ash's house and have some drinks. And then I guess at this point, like, him and Eddie are going to go look for his family.
And Jess just dropped Cartman. and Fun.
Hey, bitch!
You pick up your cup? I know it's
I
empty.
picked it up!
She
like,
picked it up.
immediately.
She picked it up. We're okay. See, I'm more civilized. I can drink out of this.
Look at a glass. Okay.
You said that, but you flung that glass around. You didn't spill anything somehow, but like I was just the rum was just sloshing.
I have special abilities.
He's special.
You have a certain set of skills.
Holding my alcohol may not be one of them, but I do have a certain set of skills.
I'll say we have a porch in the yard if you need it.
I wasn't referring to that.
Had a friend make use of those a few weeks ago. It was,
Oh god.
But I wasn't
it
here.
was not a pleasant evening. But to his credit, he woke up the next morning completely sober, remembered everything that had happened, and was laughing about it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing that happened.
So that is Ruthless by JVP Music, involving projectile vomiting over a balcony over the Rust Belt of North America. And well, folks, it's time for the main event.
The magnum opus of the evening.
Perfect Blue.
I'm not going to explain the plot.
You're not gonna.
Well, I really feel
somebody
like
gotta explain the plot.
How?
I will say, frankly, if you haven't seen Perfect Blue, go watch it before you listen to the rest of this.
Go watch it. Just
It's
not
really
knowing
something
anything.
you need to experience rather than have explained to you.
Okay. So the overall gist is there's this girl who is a J-pop idol, and she retires to go into
Like Miss Mussolini.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
But she retires to go into acting, and one of her fans is kind of like having a hard time with this
Who we affectionately call Buffalo Bill.
because yeah,
Not
obvious
not
reasons,
because the house is nearby, but
but other reasons. And so the stalker, along with another individual, they're messing with this girl hardcore.
Yeah.
And kind of cause her a psychological break. And there's like a point at where it's like constantly time looping. Like something bad will happen, then she'll be asleep. Then she'll be like waking up, and you're like, was that a dream? And then she'll be like,
well, I'll
it's, like, the
say
whole thing.
the movie is one half very slow, and then one half Inception.
Literally, yeah.
Which we shouldn't even say that because this predates Inception.
1997.
So we could say that Inception is Perfect Blue.
It was really funny though,
Amongst
because
other things.
they're talking about the World Wide Web and how
Oh,
to
there's
use
a
it.
whole introduction of like, oh, you gotta double click on the web browser and it'll take you to the home page. And
It was so funny.
it's like,
We're just here laughing like this is so.
Gen Z be like,
20 years later,
Well-
it hits differently.
well, this came out in 97, we said.
yeah.
And like, so we were all born a few years after that. So like,
Yeah.
we just grew up with the internet, so it's always weird kind of thinking back to like, oh, there was a time when like the internet was this thing you had to have explained to you.
That's why when you're with the grandparents, you're like, how do you use it? You're like, don't you know? Because we like grew up with that.
Look, this is where solitaire is. Don't click on the ads talking about the hot Ukrainian singles, and you're fine. That's, you know,
And then grandma would be like on the phone giving them her credit card number.
yeah. Our grandparents are not very tech savvy. We've had some weird
based on
instances.
true events.
Based on true events.
Cartman's True Events.
Yeah, my true events, guys. Fuck you.
We're gonna have a picture of Stuff Cartman. in this.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to with it. Okay, so like Perfect Blue sucked ass. It was worse than the new Ghostbusters. With the women. Women aren't funny. Oh my gosh, shut up, Jess.
What cartons?
There were layers to that. That was actually like impressive.
Me?
You referenced back to the arc that we watched when we were on our
Well,
vacation.
Connor, I've literally just finished my 6th time watching South Park all the way through.
You know, you didn't have to say that.
I did!
I don't think many people have achieved that.
And I'm
achievement.
proud. I'm proud.
Should you be proud?
No.
So there was a work meeting last week, and for some reason we got on the topic of like adult animation. People were talking about like The Simpsons, Family Guy.
Someone said giggity and like Quagmire.
Yeah, somebody said giggity like Quagmire.
For fuck's sake.
But then somebody's like, yeah, I watched like an episode of South Park. I couldn't get into it. And I was like, oh, my sister's seen the entire series like 5 times. Everybody kind of stops and looks at me. They're like, 5 times. And I'm like, yeah, she really likes it.
No, you didn't mention that it's an autism thing where I watch the same 2 shows over and over again.
What's the other one?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's always,
Okay.
you
It's
know,
always sunny in Philadelphia.
it is
It
always
is.
Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's ever sunny
And-
here on the west side of the state.
No. Oh my gosh, during the winter, this past week, there were multiple days where I get into work super early. I would leave my house, it's dark. I get into work, it'd be dark. I'd look outside the window, it'd be gray. Like, it'd look like it was like 7 o'clock in the evening because there's no sun. And then I leave, and the sun's already down by the time I leave the office. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to use my umbrella like every day I was walking to school. And it's like
Because it was
2
raining?
miles, yeah.
Okay. I was worried that was a
'Cause
vampire situation.
My university overextended its parking passes, so there's like nowhere to park unless you park like way, way, way far away. So since I get there at like 11 for a class, I'm like out of luck. I have to walk forever.
Well, you know what they say?
Huh.
If everybody has parking passes, nobody does.
No, he does.
Yes, they do. Yes, and I got. Hey, shut up, bitch! Oh my god.
Stop making future me having to do so much editing.
This. I'm sorry.
You're just going to be cutting South Park clips into this.
No, I'm just going to keep cutting the same photo
You're
of
gonna be
plushy
cutting me
Cartman.
like, sorry, just psychological issues.
And you've only had that Cartman for what, 24 hours?
I got him yesterday. I got all 4 South Park kids yesterday. And I brought Cartman to Connor's house because I thought I could cause the most chaos with him.
And you were right.
Right! I was telling this to my mom, like, I'm bringing one of them, but I think I could cause the most chaos with Cartman.
That's accurate.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking asshole.
Cartman, what else do you have to say about Perfect Blue?
Perfect Blue. Shit's ass. Like, watch Terrence and Phillips' ass is a fire. That's way, way better. My accent, my Cartman
It becomes a New
impression
York accent.
has gone way down as the night goes on. I can't do it forever. But basically,
That's what we're here for.
Shall I replace it with my southern draw?
No,
gotta do it
no
with
Southern
gotta do
John
that.
Brown,
You
no.
guys can him.
Oh, wow, that's a reference. So, yeah,
God.
so
I'm sorry.
the movie just becomes trying to figure out
It's like
what reality we're in.
it's like an
Yeah.
unreliable narrator kind of situation where like we're seeing it through the eyes of
Mima.
but like she's obviously like lost in the
Having-
sauce at this point. And
For obvious
so-
reasons, honestly.
For obviously reasons. Well, so she starts seeing like another version of herself that's like there, but it's not there. But she can see it, but so can her
And
stalker.
it's talking to her, and
and
it's
it's
being like
talking to her.
really mean.
But yeah, no, it's I will say the first half wasn't really sold on it.
Me too.
Second
I was
half,
gonna
as
say
soon as it started getting in like the loops and everything, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're
wow.
getting weird up here.
And then there was a moment where Connor over here just broke with the loops. You're like, I can't take this anymore.
It's like another ceiling I don't recognize.
It's kind of funny because the first time I watched this was with my mom, and my mom is very much, I like things to be told directly to my face. I don't like to think about it. So as we were watching this movie, all she could focus on was the fact there was a few naked people in it.
Yeah, there's some nudity throughout the movie.
And then she's like, I don't get it. And I tried to explain it to her. She's like, they could have just said that.
So the
It
movie,
defeats the
the
purpose.
movie's got the psychological plot, but it also has like how scummy the entertainment industry is.
Yeah.
Like, that's another like subtext.
Parasocial relationships, all that kind of stuff.
Because basically the main character, she goes from being an idol, she wants to be an actress. But like to become an actress with like more roles and more like voice lines, she has to do like a rape scene, and then she has to like do this nude photo shoot, and like
And she doesn't want to.
no, she doesn't want to, but she thinks she has to.
She can't say no because that would just like make you get less parts and less. fewer jobs.
Yeah.
'Cause they
Long
know
story
it's bad.
short, it's a commentary on the
Entertainment industry.
entertainment.
The entertainment industry, yeah.
Which we all know.
But
It's whack.
involved in that, though, is the subplot of, like, this stalker who's obsessed with her.
He's so scary.
Who we will affectionately call Buffalo Bill.
Who's Buffalo Bill.
So scary.
And he's basically, like, murdering all these people that she works with because he thinks that they're causing her to, like, do these things that he doesn't like. But then we also find out that, like, I guess, this is all spoilers. But
Oh, give me like 5 seconds. Spoilers!
spoilers. Don't continue. Seriously, watch the movie before you watch Ruthless. But basically, the woman who works for her agency who used to be a J-pop star, Rumi. Her name's Rumi.
Yeah.
Which is very confusing because I automatically assume that they're like living together, but no.
No,
she's
she's
not.
just
She's
the
not a roommate. Her
Like
name's
an
just Rumi.
agent or something.
Yeah, she's like her agent. But it turns out that like she has some major psychosis going on.
DID, because that's what they said in like the show Mima's in, and
Yeah.
the show's kind of
Well,
reflecting.
that's the
what
other thing. So
happened in
Mima is
most-
acting in this show.
God.
That gotta be the most on the nose show to
Yeah.
be in.
Literally.
Mima's acting in the show where the character that she's playing has like schizophrenia, and like the other personalities that she has, like
That's DID.
or DID. Sorry, she has DID and schizophrenia. I think they say both.
Just a side note, we know DID is not automatically make you a murderer.
Yeah, but in this movie, the
It
person,
does.
yeah, but
No, in the movie, the people that are murderers.
but yeah,
In the show, in the movie.
yeah, but basically the character she's playing has this, and like one of her personalities is murdering people. But like the person she's playing in the show is an actress who also is going through the exact same stuff she's going through in real life, which is very meta.
Which probably happened because they killed the writer.
Probably, yeah. When you kill the writer, the rest of the plot kind of just goes out the window, right? You gotta like figure some stuff out. But it turns out that Rumi, who's been like really her like anchor to reality throughout the entire movie, it
Sure
turns
about
out
that?
Well, that's the thing. We think she is, but it turns out that she's actually trying to take Mima's place.
She thinks she's the real Mima.
She thinks she's the real Mima, and so they have an altercation, which is really cool. And basically, the movie kind of ends with like Rumi ends up in like a psych ward, and like Mima comes and visits her occasionally, and she's like some big actress that everybody knows now. And so like she's obviously recovered from all the traumatic shit that happens during the course of the
So
movie.
she knows who she is now.
Yeah, she knows who she is now. She's kind of found herself. And Rumi's kind of stuck in the mental ward. But there's a point, though, where during their altercation, Rumi, like, walks out in the street, and there's just a truck barreling down toward her. And you're thinking this is, like, the opening to, like, an isekai or something. And then, like, Mima, for whatever fucking reason, dives in front of the truck to save Rumi.
Barely escaped.
I don't understand. Props to her. Better person than I am, because I would not have delved in front of
They'll
that
be like,
truck.
damn, truck's this you now.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a date with Truck Coon. I'm sorry.
Godspeed, Cosmonaut.
Yeah.
So it's a great psychological movie.
It's very... I would watch it, for sure.
Great animation, too. Fantastic art.
And apparently on Letterboxd, it is rated 0.1 score higher than Pulp Fiction. So...
Damn.
Deal with that when you will.
And Pulp Fiction has the same rating as Puss in Boots, the new one. So...
Which is a masterpiece, bitch.
Thank you, Carmen. Appreciate the whole thing.
Welcome.
Is Cartman gonna be part of the show now?
I hope not.
Is
Fuck
he,
you too.
is he gonna be part of the drunk segments?
He could be. He could be a recurring character.
We could just say he's part of a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, the figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with that. You're gonna re-listen to this later before you're editing. You're gonna be like, what the fuck did we do?
Yeah.
And that's something I didn't learn in human class.
In human class?
Yes.
Wait, human class?
I don't think...
Was that part of your alien invasion course?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
You're an
from-
alien?
I'm from Uranus. Bitch.
We walked into that one.
You really did.
We did.
You really did, guys.
So, before we go, well, we're off the rails. So before we go,
We were
down
never on the rails.
Before we go down the bottom of the pit, I think it's time to wrap up as we hit the hour mark. So, any final sayings, thoughts?
No, I thought Perfect Blue was really good. Watch it if you haven't. Flex Air is a classic on the internet. Watch it. The name of the one that you recommended, The Rock.
Ruthless.
Yeah, Ruthless is pretty
Ruthless.
good. Check that out. And then if you want to check out Mussolini's Granddaughter's K-pop or J-pop album, it's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
It's
and
easy.
then
You have the YouTube.
the working
And the
TikToks,
Rumble.
classic. You can relate to them.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you think, Spence?
Perfect Blue was a trip, so I decided to go on
Good
a
trip or bad trip?
It was.
It was not a good trip for Mima.
All right.
What about for you?
I'm just gonna leave it. It was not a good trip for Mima.
Fair enough.
I don't want emotionally destructive spirals of insanity to be a good thing.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
That's just life, bro.
I'm just not gonna make that statement, even though all our content's probably gonna be about that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, it has been.
Yeah, it really has a straight for that.
So that's what I'm gonna say. Everything was great. Everything was great and entertaining. I'm at the moment, the night where I'm starting to regret drinking as much alcohol as I have, but I also still want to finish that class.
We can get you some water too. That's no problem.
That's true.
We got water.
No,
Water!
Water's free.
Water. Somebody got water.
Water.
Water. So
Water,
those
water.
are my comments, and I don't have much more to say. I gotta edit this crap.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Jess, your thoughts.
I think that's what were her thoughts.
I don't really got nothing, but like, we watched a lot of good stuff. I personally am a big fan of Perfect Blue, just because I
was going to say, because you're the one that brought the movie.
Yeah, you
I was the one that brought the movie. I'm a big fan
you
of.
brought the main event.
I'm a big fan of psychological anime, and that's a very psychological anime. So, one of my faves.
God.
And
Yeah, spending.
you know, the YouTube videos we watched, good. Check them out. Support creators.
They're easy until Mother Susan takes them away.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah. So cool. That's all I have to say.
This really was one of the podcast episodes of all time.
If you like that, good.
Yeah, check out our other work. There's some good stuff in here, I promise.
And do you know how you can support us?
Kofi.
We don't have a Kofi.
Subscribing.
Subscribe, like the video, subscribe, share it with your
Smash
friends.
that like button.
Share it with your enemies. Share it with people you don't even know. Just start texting the link to random numbers.
Have you seen this? We're really cool. So like, help us.
That is subjective, but
That
yeah.
is subjective, but we will go with that.
Yeah, sure. I'll accept it. All out.
God, what's the thumbnail of this gonna look like?
That's for you to find out.
Cartman.
Yeah, it should be me, because I'm the main show.
Sure, whatever. We still got another hour of indulgence, so we're gonna disappear.
Au revoir.
Enjoy your night or morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is.
I do question if this is your wake up call.
Yeah, if you're listening to this in the morning...
Not that we're complaining, but
No, thank you for listening to us, but like... Is this really what you want to start your day with? There seems like there's better things.
It only goes downhill from here, man.
There's plenty of like motivational podcasts in the morning. You can listen to a daily mass. Like, I don't know what you're doing here.
Hey.
What?
No, never mind.
there was something there. So I'm gonna cut the feed right
Do
about
what you want.
now. So a couple more things before we close up for the day. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the heterochroMEDIA podcast. Help us grow this channel. If you want to listen to an extended version of this episode where we get really introspective, there was about 15 minutes on the cutting floor. The uncut version will be a Buzzsprout, a audio exclusive, and the link to that should be in the description below. Be sure to go and download the uncut version of this Casual Friday. And also, be sure to go and support all three of our channels. Connor is a humble collector. He does Second World War Militaria. Jess does cosplaying on TikTok under the name Peebus for Real. And myself, Spencer, does military history and local history videos under Redoubt Productions. Hey, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.